Yeah, let's play.
All right, on that note, we were just talking about agriculture. What's up, everybody? It is the year 535, episode 108 of the Great Pendragon Campaign. Gorthrin, there was more bandits in Ireland in 535.
Goodness. All right.
So give me a test of battle.
Where's Rodger? Here we go.
This is I don't even know the, it's an infinite number, a countless number of Irish uprisings.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's all one. You're not really sure.
One.
Awesome. Okay. You actually have the opportunity here to, if you want to risk more, you could try to go for and capture a ransom target, like maybe like a leader of like these raids from the last couple months or whatever. Would you shoot for it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I need a combination of these three things, right? Awareness, hunting, and battle.
Okay.
And this is basically, the idea of tracking. This simulates the sort of tracking them down and ambushing them and capturing, right?
Yeah. So awareness. We'll see how this goes for Rodgar. No,
okay.
Failure awareness.
Hunting
success.
And they get checks for all these, of course.
So 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Ain't bad.
All right. So I think you're going to Rodgar is going to succeed, but take an aging roll as a consequence for getting wounded, capturing, and So you have a ransom target. You have a rebellious daughter of I guess it would kind of be county, like whatever County Kerry is today. It's this most southwest of Ireland. Her name is Tellery. She's worth 25 Libram. She's like the daughter of some chieftain.
It's chieftain's daughter.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Acewin.
You're 25 Libra?
Yeah. She's like, like a real like kind of chief, chief's daughter kind of. So, Awena typically hates riding, right? But she's prone to, some fancy an outing or two here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's her favorite place to ride, or like what's your favorite place to go ride with her through the town? Where does she ask you to take her?
Usually we go to through Sarum to Wilton.
Okay.
Sticking generally to roads. The idea is like whenever Elwina gets tired, we can just kind of pull off and yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Riding through the countryside.
Yeah.
We don't do that because when Elwina's done, Elwina's done.
Oh, so she normally takes like the carriage or whatever, right? And then, but no, actually, I want to hang out and ride this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love that. The normal routines. Okay. So while on the way, you're stopped by some of your estimable farmers, Edgar and Llewellyn. Llewellyn says, my ladies, I have a question of the legal matters. While I got your hearts, but I have not a rake to submit me claim. They apparently think that a farming implement is required to proceed with legal action.
Yeah, that scans. This isn't something that can wait for when I hold justice court. Tell me the issue.
Me and Llewellyn really appreciate you leaving the holes in the roofs for the summer, because it's great for the air, but in the winter it gets kind of drafty, and we was wondering if we could have our thatch back. Not to feel that we weren't grateful for the holes in the roofs.
Back. Pray tell, which of my retainers came and took the thatch?
It was, we wasn't sure, but it was one of them who rode off in a great storm.
Was it a peddler, Llewellyn? Llewellyn, was it a peddler? You can tell me if it was a peddler.
Oh, yeah, indeed it was. It were a peddler, my lord. From Wessex he was.
Okay. Wessex.
Yeah, so they have holes in their roofs, and they're trying to say it was grateful, but they're kind of wondering if
right. I'll send some along, fix the thatch.
Right. Okay.
And Wessex. I happen to know someone
Would you
involved in Wessex.
Would you prefer to take the time out from this trip with your wife and organize something for these peasants, or move on and just kind of give them half?
Organize something for these peasants. Ace wants to find the thatch thief.
Okay, this is even better, because like in my heart of hearts, I was thinking about like if you take the time now to really help them out here, I'll give you a check to generous. But if you carry on and spend the time with Llewellyn, I'll give you a check to love of family. But now I love the idea of you tracking this person down, giving you a check of intrigue.
Yeah.
So instead, you're like, no, sorry, I gotta fix. It's like, do you want to fix their problem? No, they're immediate material concerns. Not important. Justice.
Yeah, that will be taken care of. That is not the purview of the. That is noblish oblige, means that I have higher things to attend.
Yeah.
The justice matters.
Right. So you can imagine these poor farmers like running off from the field, and they're holding their little foppish little cloak hat things in their heads, looking down, never making eye contact as they're talking to you from while you're astride your fucking horse that's worth more than their lives put together. I'd like 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. All right. Brilliant. All right. So give yourself a check to intrigue.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So you are going to have to stop in Sarm for a bit, just for handling business during the spring. One of the things you wanted to do was talk to Rofus about this royal formal tournament stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, honestly, what do we really get in return for spending all this time hosting this tournament?
What do we get for hosting this tournament?
It's going to take a lot of time building out the stadium to hold these more people, and the prestige is great, but I don't know, I can't spare any more masons, especially after these French ones are up in arms with us.
What else are we doing?
Oh, I'm currently traveling. I'm supposed to go up to Estragales for.
And are you unable to
see
with the tournaments?
No, because I'm gonna have to stay late over there because I'm looking for Gorthrin's, his sons, looking for eligible people. So he has to go spend a long time, shaking hands and stuff over in Wales.
What Aiswin's kind of like trying to elide is like, what else do we have going on?
Sure.
It's kind of inconvenient, but like, what's this zero summing with?
Right. Well, the issue is, does it have to be done this year? Because right now he's also like dealing with effectively a bunch of laborers are on strike, I guess. Like, but it's not called a strike, obviously. But like, they're the French Masons that were over here for a while. They're upset they didn't get a chance to celebrate the coronation of their new king, and feel like Rufus hasn't given them their proper respect. So they're kind of being annoying to them.
It sounds like Aiswin needs to be a strike breaker then.
Yeah, if you want to, like to use modern parlance, right?
Yeah. I think Aiswin's going to propose a solution of like, what if we like, so the king that they want to celebrate, like, would it be bad for us to celebrate their coronation ourselves? They're an ally of Locris.
Look, but I got to figure out the rest of my traveling schedules. Look, if you want to take on this and manage their celebrations, then have at it.
Let's put that in writing.
Sure.
I think that's Archie who says that.
Yeah.
I think Archie's going to be kind of like, why don't we make this a somewhat formal arrangement now? Like, my mother is Marshal of Salisbury, but why don't we fold in the running of these tournaments and stuff and organizing them under the umbrella of the office of the Marshal? That way you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Sure. Just take it up with Pattern. Pattern's the Seneschal of Salisbury. So like, just take it up with them and figure it out.
Yep. And Archie's also going to want to negotiate a nominal stipend for increased stipend to the office of the marshal for this extra duty.
Oh, okay. What kind of check would that be? What did you just earn to secure yourself?
Intrigue, absolutely.
Okay.
Archie's being intriguous.
Sure. Do me a favor then, actually test intrigue, because it's not a question of whether or not you get this. It's a question of how well do you work with your coworker here, which is Pattern, Yep. Okay, yeah.
Success.
Okay. So the two of you effectively will get along project managing this little kind of like mini feast for the Masons and the peasants, the foreign peasants here in Salisbury.
Ace, the whole time Ace was just glaring daggers at her son. It's like, Archie. Afterwards is like, Archie, we are servants of Earl Rufus. We don't need to extort him for the merest lucre. Archibald's just like, well, we did get it, didn't we?
Incredible. That sounds 100% correct. Yeah, I like how Archie is very much like, I'm doing the right thing but for the wrong reasons and going about it kind of the wrong way. So it's like hard to fault him from a you get what you're expected out of him, but the way the approach is like the part, right? Like the ends are justifying the means with him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the kind of guy who gets you the perfect Christmas gift. And you feel so infuriatingly indebted to him after that you do, give him that job interview that he had mentioned last year. Like, that's the kind of guy Archie is. It's like, are you bald-faced ambition? Like, is this double-faced? Kind of not. Like, you're sincere about it. It's just, you're good at naturally kind of manipulating people.
Yeah. All right. I love that shit. All right, Gorthrin.
What's up? Yeah.
Sure. You receive in the, like, I guess it'll probably be around this time. You receive a gift from that knight in yellow. He gives you a new set of arms and armor. So basically 2 librum.
Oh, okay.
So that you may.
The one we rescued from over there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Did his voice come back?
Nope. He just doesn't have a voice anymore. So keep that in mind. But it's like, why you haven't been able to return my voice to you? Perhaps I can return at least your favor for saving me. And that's where
That's where it leaves it off.
Yeah. Right.
This is in yellow. I meant to follow up that, I guess, last week, but I was like, the fact that it's in yellow, we've already, like, the long time ago with Irwin and Gareth.
Yeah, he's not from there. No, this is just a normal yellow.
Okay.
Not
like a sickly.
Yeah, not the sickly ochre and with a spiral pattern in it. No.
All right.
That would be.
Yeah, so like closed. I've written down closed great helms. Like, I want to see if maybe we come across.
I wear no. There is no helm. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. You actually have some time to indulge in your hobbies and enjoy yourself this spring. Oh, actually, you know what? Stand by on that one. Actually, okay. Instead, I'm gonna give you this one instead. You receive a note that early this spring, or maybe it happened this winter. The ace, your uncle Osmore, gives you a message from Wessex saying that just calls it the Sea Queen has wrecked the gates and ports of Carisbrooke in Wessex. Here, it's you don't know what it is, but they're angry. They said that it's a reference that they were angry about the loss of their mermaid daughters. So clearly, some kind of fantasy creature here. But I know you were busy last year with your horses and such. But we vowed revenge. We killed it. But we want you to come over here and celebrate.
Yeah.
So they So they're asking you though, or it would be expected of you though, to give some kind of gift to Osmore for slaying the Sea Queen.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I think Osmore can have one of my fairy horses that's, that's reinvigorated.
Yeah.
I give him one of the foals that's come of age this
Sure.
year.
Hell yeah. Cool. Check horsemanship. As
this sort of like
yeah.
in the guise of like Kid, accompanying Kedwalla, both of us go there and spend some time in Wessex.
Yeah, for sure. So you're down there early this spring, feasting with them.
Feasting with them, they recount the battle, that kind of thing.
For sure. Can you just roll a d20 for me? Just a straight up d20. All right, cool. You're gonna earn yourself 25 glory for the feast down there with your uncle.
Okay.
Right. But like this, I literally expect something straight out of like Beowulf. That's what your uncle got into. Your uncle's got into this year.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go there, overseas, or whatever repairs need to be. Let's see these. Show us where the mermaids are coming from, all that good stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, with the killing of the matriarch of the mermaids, it's like they bring over like a tentacle or whatever. It's like the length of like a feasting table, something like that's what they brought back. It's crazy. Yeah. You like never want to eat sea fish or like, or seafood again.
Oh, more eels.
Oh, that's yeah.
It comes from the river. That's fine. Like,
yeah. There's a point though when you're like, you don't eat from the ocean anymore or something from it. You're like, no, this is crazy.
This is water that came from the land. That's fine, but
that's the most like Thomas Aquinian logic I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't understand. That's land water, so like it's totally safe to have. Yeah, it's totally safe.
See, it even tastes better.
Yeah, yeah. But then someone asks something about brackish water, and they're like I don't know.
Not too much salt.
Yeah, it's not godly. All right, sick. So you all had some pretty busy springs, but let's get ready to do some Eastering today.
Yeah.
Let me drag you all over to the feast map. All right. It's feaster time. You all know that at this time, King Mark also got married recently, and so he's kind of here. King Mark's definitely like the wife guy right now, with Lady Iseult, right, from the daughter of King Anguish. The one that Tristan was supposed to marry and then got swindled out of.
Yeah.
So he's like, have you met my wife?
Mm-hmm. King Mark's there. King Mark's supposed to be getting up there.
Yeah.
Pretty old.
Oh, yeah. He's been around since the Anarchy.
Yeah, let's just say.
Yeah, he was like age peer of Gareth and Co.
Yeah.
We spent time as his hostages.
Fun. That was fun.
Yeah. All right. So King Mark's there.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I'm strongly tempted the next time running Pendragon to set it in Cornwall. Just do the Cornwall game.
That could be fun.
Because imagine being on the losing battle.
Yeah.
And when Duke Gorwa doesn't muster.
Right.
Nice.
I'm gonna run Pendragon using Wolves of God and reinterpret all of the chronicles of the Great Pendragon Campaign, translate it into the kind of historical version.
Yeah.
Like
there you go.
Clive, the Clive Owen King Arthur.
Yeah, it's like, it turns out the Battle of Muircrest Creek was a cattle raid.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, actually, hang on. All right. Hear me out on this. I want a mechanic that is sort of like the we're not playing the live part of the game. We're playing the commentary of as a monk hundreds of years later, writing about this moment and what's going on about the politics at this time. I want to play a game, an RPG, where there's that historiographic narrator component to whatever. Then you go back to the live play-by-play.
Yeah. Like
I want
journal writing RPG.
Yeah. Like I want the part where it's like, yeah, but like this, Queen Guinevere is like a jerk right now because we don't like, no one likes Lady Eleanor right now because she just divorced the King of France, right? To go with Henry. Like we don't. So like no, Guinevere is actually bad now, and like being able to have them kind of like shit like that, like in the footnotes of the story. I
wonder if something like Aegon has the element of like you are not just playing the characters, you're telling the story of the characters in a kind of almost authorial sense.
Yeah, that's the part that I would like to have like a limited amount you can do in a game that has a sort of like supreme narrative control of like controlling it from the author perspective and having just that little bit of injection of like why something doesn't match up or why something is different.
So this is going to be weird to say. What you're really describing is a time travel game. It's more or less the same issue that any game built around time travel is going to have, which is a tension between like recollected versus actual. Right. In all these time travel games, there's like the history, but then if you time travel back to it, it can be different. But this is just the reverse of it, where it happens, but like the recollection can be different. And there are RPGs that have kind of solutions to that. Like there's one where each scene is an index card on a timeline, right? And so when you play through that scene, you can switch out the index cards, etc. And what you're describing, it would be like very similar, where like here's what happened, and then you use the index card to like paper over, and here's how it was recorded.
I'm interested. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry. We're okay. Feast. But I'm into. I want to do something that I'm so glad that we. Yeah. Pendragon, man.
Fashion.
So I didn't need fashion, but past my parents.
Boom. Son of a bitch. That's fair.
Take it up with the Seneschal.
All right. Gorthrin. I have a question for you because Rodgar probably would mention about the hostage that he took over this spring.
Sure.
Because you would also know that, for in terms of merit eligible ladies, I mean, despite they're kind of they're on the other side of Arthur here, but if you married them, there's a chance for like more land and prestige in Ireland, right?
I was kind of thinking that. So I like. There's a bit of romance I remember last year between someone from Orleans and
Dubois.
Yeah,
Eleanor Dubois. So,
but they're kind of Orleans is a long way away from Ireland.
Yeah, and so like, would you tell Hrodgaard to maybe think more political in his marriages than passionate, or?
That was my thoughts. Like, we captured a rebellious chieftain's daughter. Like a lot of conflicts end with a marriage alliance.
This might be a way
25 libras is a lot. Like,
yeah.
So I think that is certainly what Gorthrin would advise.
But you could get out of the plane in Ireland and go peace in our time with fingers.
Yeah.
So
an alliance would help simmer things down potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that is what the advice. And I don't know, maybe like that's kind of what I would like.
All right.
I think it'd be fun to have Hrodgaard marry a Irish chieftain's daughter.
Sure. And simultaneously, while this is going on, and you're entertaining that thing, because I know we got to do the feast and stuff, but I know you were Colin, you had some questions about Archie in the dating scene. This rebel queen is absolutely on the table for Archie as well.
Okay.
But do you want to hear about the other ones as well, or no?
Oh yeah, Archie's entertaining.
All right,
he's entertaining. That's just how he lives his life.
Okay, Archie. So also, like, would Archie be the person who would marry for the duty of their family, or would they marry for love?
Hard to say.
Yeah,
I think he's of the mind that like he's gonna marry well, And again, it's not because out of like this real sense of duty. It's just like that's what you do. I'm a Winterborn Gunnet. I marry well, and
well, also
so far he's been sniffing around Cholderton's doorstep.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's putting all his eggs in one basket, as it were. I don't think he's assuming that he's going to be able to woo Gorthrin's daughter.
Yeah, there's Lady Sin and stuff. Yeah, for sure. For on Gorthrin's side, but he also like, I got to think from Archie's perspective. Marriage is just a performative thing, not necessarily reflected. His opinions of love may not represent that. Or does he have the same inclinations as his mom's, or not?
I think Archie is concerned when he's concerned about a good match. It's not purely political, and it's not loveless. Like he truly is. He feels he's entitled to it all. Why wouldn't he get both? Like, yeah,
good point. Right?
Like,
good point.
Why wouldn't he assume that he can find both? He's the Winterborn Gunnet. Is that not the providence of the family to have all good things?
You know what? Well, that was a stupid question. Of course, that's what you like. I love it, man. All right. So some options for you. King Godwin's daughter, Nesta. Kind of a bit of a rebel herself. They value being valorous. They're
daughter of a king.
Yeah, for Wessex. Yeah, but like it's Wessex, so like they're technically a king, but also
I don't know. Having a kid who could be a king, that's up there.
Yeah.
A small king is still a fucking king.
That's true.
Yeah. You also have, there's a pretty good menu. Because I imagine this. The reason why I'm offering these ones is because this is you doing this in your, this is Acewind wheeling and dealing, giving you this hand, right? Mm-hmm. So King Mark has a daughter, Cadwallon. They are ambitious but reckless. So they've been caught a few times in some plots and schemes. They're a bit of a hedonist. So kind of a loose cannon, but it's Cornwall, so. Mm-hmm. So the new King of France was, or at least you had a promise from the old King of France about a lady. So this would be the Princess of Orleans, a Gulistan. They are courteous but haughty for sure, like very, very pro Frankish ways. They ostensibly value their chastity, but there's a new king in France, right? And you don't know whether or not this is going to, if those agreements can hold, right? And then lastly, of course, was Tellery, the princess of the rebel counties.
Yeah. I think there's a scene with Acewind outlining all these in front of Archie, and Archie's blasé being, well, that was the old King of France, wasn't it? I mean, there's no guarantee that the new one's going to keep the promise. I probably shouldn't even think. And Acewind's just like, you know how fucking hard I worked to get this on the table, and you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah. This is like what you were doing during that feast down in France, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Archie is like that. Cholderton girl is charming. I rather like her, but you did mention two princesses. It would be remiss to the family name if I didn't at least meet with them. Yeah. Well, thank you, mother. You've given me a lot to think about. And he wanders out of the room, and Acewind's just like, the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think absolutely Nesta and Cadwallon are on the table as like, I think Archie's going to feel those out.
Okay. Awesome. Well, both are definitely here for the Easter feast in Camelot. Cool. Let me generate some food for us, and then let's get to some stuff. Ooh, fruit pastries. Capon pastries and chips and wafers. Oh man! Also, speaking of like fruits and stuff like that. There's no grape jelly over here. That doesn't exist. Like Concord grape jelly, not a thing. But they have black currant jelly over here, and it's honestly better grape jelly than grape jelly.
Nice.
Right.
And I don't even like jelly that much, but like I like it on a peanut butter sandwich. And as far as peanut butter jelly, I never was a strawberry jelly man. Never.
Mm-hmm.
It was either grape jelly or just fuck it, just give me a peanut butter sandwich. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
See, I was never a grape jelly guy. I was strawberries. Strawberry.
Okay. Then you will not like currant jelly. It's like more grape than grape.
Okay. I mean, I could still be into it. Well, first of all, I was never a jelly guy. Preserves are the way to go. The texture of jelly just not ideal.
Understood. Yeah. The black currant stuff is definitely more like a preserve. Like it's kind of mashed in there. But anyways, it's
I love that.
Very interesting. Very. It was a shock over here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, anyways, let's do some cards and such.
All right. So we got a bunch of
That's my
honorable guests.
Indeed.
What do we got? Postcard. That's the postcard. Post passes by. Your strongest passion.
Nice.
And then let's see what else might have been.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like that round table thing. Hand clasps your shoulder, because you're standing next to obviously Guinevere, and Arthur comes by being like, Corthorin, my man, like how long, it's good to hear from you. How you been? How are your horses?
Oh yeah. Tell them all about the.
Yeah, he's concerned, man. He like genuinely is interested in your fucking stuff, right? Imagine having King Arthur's ear and like him wanting to hear about your stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I think maybe it's like sort of like talking to him about their horses that he did a few years ago.
Yeah, because you had to have asked Guinevere, like, your horse is okay and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh no. Oh,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because Guinevere left from Till's Head straight for over there, and it probably comes back here. So yeah, he's talking. So we got the king passes by, the host comes by and speaks to you about a topic dear to your heart. Your strongest passion. Choose of tide. Strongest passion. Still final more for Queen Guinevere.
Of course.
Let me tell you how great your wife is.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Almost a crit. Excuse me. But yeah.
It is a little awkward to describe to a husband how awesome your wife is. But
yeah. It's more like he's like, everywhere I go.
Yeah.
The rules of courtly love are on everyone's lips. She's completely changed.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
You serve you spent your time enough over in the courts of Ireland and King Anguish and their daughter and Isolde, and how he looks around and makes sure King Mark's not around as he talks to it, because they're talking about my wife guy or whatever, and you slip in and it's nothing to Guinevere, man. Like you're like she's no Guinevere is kind of like the how your amour comes off. Yeah, right.
About her.
Yeah. There's two things that make me sweat. All right, it's a bunch of chicken wings and Guinevere.
Exactly.
The Duke's
Giants, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. But going for the courtly love angle, the change, in domestic relations that has been wrought by the Queen is of course responded.
As this finishes up, you notice that like Guinevere gets kind of like one of like Guinevere's handmaidens. Her. Being around enough that like they come over and like but you can tell by their face that there's some alarming news, and like Guinevere's now like 1 second and like is talking to them a lot and asking something. So clearly something's going on behind the scenes.
Okay. Something going on behind the scenes.
All right, Colin, what do we have for Acewin?
So question first, do you want me to kind of use Acewin's action economy, so to speak, to have Archibald spend this feast essentially like feeling out the Nesta Cadwallon situation and vet those matches a little bit more.
Is that what Aeson would be doing?
It's what Archie would be doing, like 100%. He's going to be on his best behavior, his most charming behavior with both of them. And I think
I would,
I think.
So here's the way I'm thinking about it. I think Aeson draws the cards because if you get a host card, it represents you haven't been able to spend the time doing the thing you want to do because you have to help the host.
Got it.
So you're basically playing Minesweeper with your cards.
Love it. Shit, sage advice from the host.
Yep. You got your Pepe Sylvia board out looking at the spouses, and you're like, oh, can I borrow you for a second?
Yep. Okay, yeah. But it's intrigue. Host seeks your counsel about some problems with another knight or lord.
Yo, it's literally the thing about Guinevere that I'm talking about. I just alluded to.
Okay.
What's going on? Yeah. Have you heard anything about Guinevere? Like, you know, Guinevere's got some very distressing news, and she hasn't told me yet. Like, what's going on? Did you hear anything yet? You know, and
okay.
I swear to God, if it's France, it better not be France. It's like how he like walks away.
Yeah. All right. Success. So it's +2 geniality.
It's France.
It's France. Yeah. Just let them know.
You know that marriage that you all were setting up?
Yeah.
You know, and helped Guinevere? Well, she's now a hostage in Paris. As relations between the new King of France and King Arthur are quickly going downhill. The handmaidens were basically have returned to Camelot through like a lot of skullduggery to get out. But
wow.
One of them got the message out here. And that's what they just found out. So King Arthur doesn't know yet, but you're about to give him the bad news that it's what's going on.
Yeah. It's Archie who drops that in Aeswin's ear, just casually like,
oh yeah.
Have you heard about the tensions in France? Good thing I ignored your match that you were going to set up for me.
See ya.
Aeswin consistently.
Are you going to eat that plum?
Aeswin consistently wants to fucking murder Archibald.
I have other kids, is like what she thinks about. You know, he can hit his head on the rock. He can.
Dope, right?
Oh yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, stranger things have happened.
The curse of the Winterborn Gunnets is we don't have spares.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not Gorthrin. You know, you have what is it? The R versus K reproduction strategy. You spend all your time on intrigue, making sure your one child makes it, versus the mass rabbit approach of warriors and making sure the strongest makes it out. Yeah. R over K? Whatever, I'm not a biologist. All right, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Yeah, so this is definitely a problem.
So this is Elisabel that we
yeah, exactly.
The queen's cousin.
So so Elisabel is basically a hostage in France. The king is basically negating that marriage unless you pay over a bunch of francs and shit like that, right?
Clovis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
This is the young brash king Clovis, right?
Yeah.
Not at all like his father.
Okay. I have a thought for my next turn.
Sure.
For some reason, it didn't draw 5. It only drew 4.
I'll fix that.
Yeah.
All right. Before you tell us the card, something else is going on this feast as well. King Mark, the wife guy that he is also bragging about one of the gifts he got over at his feast. And it's a beautiful drinking horn, and it's for all the women and stewards of Camelot to drink out of. It's a question of whether it's a drinking challenge. Can you drink the horn without spilling?
Mm-hmm.
It's a game? Question mark?
Yeah. It doesn't want the knights drinking?
No, yeah, it's not for knights. It's for the stewards of the courts.
Okay. Seems suspicious.
It's intriguable for sure.
Yeah. This is like going on at the same time.
Yeah.
What's he up to? What's King Mark up to? Let's see. I have safekeeping. The knight asks you to keep a piece of jewelry safe for him. Drunk and loud. A drunk knight dancing clumsily bumps into you. Young braggarts. Several young knights are becoming progressively wilder, trying to one-up each other. Quarreling knights. 2 knights are arguing is getting out of hand. There's a lot going on.
Wow, they really want you. Yeah.
This is a wild feast.
It's a wild
Yeah.
feast. Yeah. Holy blessing.
This is a pretty yeah. This is a rowdy Easter for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I kind of like quarreling knights.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll we're gonna play quarreling knights. So that's just versus arbitrary. Maybe like a Frankish knight, or a Cornish knight or something. Like got beef with one of the homeboys.
Yeah, love it.
Let's see. Just versus arbitrary. Hey now, there we go.
There you.
Ooh. Justice intervene. Both knights accept Gorthrin's judgment.
What is Gorthrin's judgment in this case? So like we're speaking abstractly here, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is like, if 2 knights are a little bit of being braggadocious, a little bit of brinksmanship about honor, and their who's the better knight of the 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, you tell them to knock it off. This isn't the place, right? But what do you do, if anything else, for what is the just thing to do?
There is a time and a place to answer these matters, to see what who is the better knight, and it is not Easter feast. Is Gorthrin's approach? Like, what are you doing? This is different. Watch them drink out of that weird horn.
Yeah,
that thing. But like, I can imagine it's like, if it's a Frankish knight, like they got a new king, feeling pugnacious. Yeah. There's something stirring in the air, perhaps another war. You can, but the lists are are where this kind of thing's sorted out now.
Yeah. It's very hockey bro culture.
Yeah.
Settle it out on the ice.
Settle it out there. Yeah, not in here. There's ladies present.
Yeah.
With stewards in the house.
Yeah. So yeah, this drinking game or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it appears that some of this, like, so everyone's drinking from it, right? And some of them are able to do it, and then other ones, like, no matter how hard they try, they still end up spilling some on themselves, and they feel embarrassed. So it's not quite sure why, but it seems like there's some sort of magical play at work with this horn and how to drink from it.
How to roll this?
It was
sweeter it does.
It was a gift from over there. That's what they said. That's all they. So that's all they know about it.
I see.
But there's definitely some kind of rule to it that if you can figure out, might be very interesting.
Okay. All right. After the nights, I think Gorthrin's going to pay more attention to that. And maybe talking to Svedrin about it. She hasn't taken her turn yet.
Yeah. Also, this would be like an amazing D&D magic item once you figure it out, I think.
Cool. Yeah. Next round, I'll All right.
All right, cool. Are we on Acewin's cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I've got something No host card.
Oh, nice. So you can work on the marriage stuff, or do you want to pick a card instead?
I actually want to do a third thing.
Oh shit. Okay. What's up?
Acewin, that is Archie centric again. I think we might be transitioning to Archie being a main character here sooner rather than later.
Like
Yeah.
Having heard about this tension now, and the fact that the king's the cousin, right, is sort of held hostage over there.
Yeah.
I think Archie is like, well, we have on paper this kind of formal opening to marriage negotiations between me and the King of France's daughter. Regardless of whether the new king is going to honor that, that's an excuse for me to go over there, at the very least, right? To either be like, is this valid, or let's put this to rest. That's okay, but we just need to make sure that's formal. And all of that would be a great opportunity for Archie to do something really stupid and heroic, like rescuing the hostage.
Well, we haven't really shown this on screen or not, but I definitely imagine Archie is to be friends with Sir Bor, who's Arthur's son, right? I definitely
Archie's
imagine
friends with a lot of people.
Yeah, and I feel yeah, exactly. But I definitely feel like he's ingratiating himself with the heir, right? It's definitely, and obviously, Sir Bor has a pretty strong anti-French opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is definitely something Kedwalla would get down on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This kind of knight errantry sort of thing.
Nice. So yeah.
And so Archie is going to just, again, without much input from Acewin, pitch that idea, being like, unofficially, like, I go over there, and if I can get her out, I'll get her out.
So Archie's just unilaterally going to try this?
He's not going to unilaterally try it without letting anyone know. I think he's going to let Bor know, and like by implication be like, maybe run this by your dad, but like maybe also don't. It's up to you. Yeah.
Nah, he's like, just wait, man. We're gonna listen. Let me use this. Like, okay, so here's the thing. So you want to act right now and be kind of energetic and reckless about it, right?
Yeah.
Bors is like, no, this is the perfect framing for war. Let's not do like this heroic shit. Like, this is my chance to get everybody to go to war, right? Let me convince Dad that we can do this and go to war together and like bring everyone. It's like, no, he's never going to get the ships otherwise. And so he's trying to convince you to not jump ahead at this, right?
Yeah, I think Archer's like, why not both? I secure her, you secure the war. That way, when you go to war, she is in no danger.
I could go ahead with you. Shore up the landing for my father. He's thinking it out. And if I'm over there, he has no choice but to follow suit. Like he's... give me a courtesy.
I do not have Archie's courtesy listed. I only have his intrigue listed. His courtesy, I'm going to say at least 10.
At least his appearance.
Okay, I can do appearance. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like you've convinced him, but other people overheard your plot. I love the idea if Cadwalla hears about this and won't say no to coming along.
Yeah, because I'm coming along.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like when fucking like you have Archie has to have the reputation of being a schemer, right? Or is he just that perfect darling child that people don't see that part of him?
He doesn't have the reputation of a schemer like Gareth did, where Gareth was kind of like the fucking raven pecking at your window. I think Archie's a bit of a gadfly, and there are people who know that behind that kind of foppish party boy exterior, there is someone who is very capable of these
the cunning
manipulations. So it's not like a secret, but I do think that is not his primary kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Sure. No, yeah, I agree. I think the mask that he prefers to wear is that sort of foppish rich child.
And
yeah.
it bears saying in some ways it's not really a mask. It's again, there's so much about his life that he finds intuitive in infuriating ways. Like he's confident because he's entitled. He is capable of manipulations because he's not really trying to manipulate you. Like,
yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you got at least 3 nights in your conspiracy to go to France.
Yeah. And so what I mean, the idea is like kind of for Bohr to drum up the war as he wanted to do, but like for me to go ahead and make sure that when war does break out, hostage is not going to be killed or spirited away, you know?
Yeah, but here's the hook that you're not getting off of. If you do this, you know, you're supposed to play a prominent aide de camp of the marshal for that fucking formal joust that you just spent all spring setting up.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to bail on it and leave Acewin to do it all.
Correct. That does sound like it sucks for Acewin.
Okay. I mean, I just want to be clear because, like, you know, this was supposed to be your thing. And obviously, like, yeah, emotions and stuff here. And this sounds like a great glory-filled thing to do. But yeah, it does mean then.
Yeah. He's gonna cut to Acewin. You're going where?
Yeah.
I thought you said that it's good that you don't have to consider the Queen of the Princess of France now. And it was like, oh, mother, I negotiated for you to do the joust. I thought that's what you wanted. No, it's not what I want. You're the one who made the... Archie, I'm going to tan your hide.
Yeah, it's very much...
Elwyn is just like, France is nice this time of year.
Yeah.
You're not going.
Kidwell's like, I got a boat. We can go anytime.
Yeah. I love that Cadwell is going to facilitate. Yeah, and go, yep, This is perfect.
We can still ride up the Seine. Just right there.
All right.
Bring a bunch of Wessex sailors. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
You know who are
You're
also
inadvertently...
We're bringing Morgan.
Yeah. You are inadvertently... Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, you are inadvertently causing a war.
No, there's nothing inadvertent about it.
Okay.
We're causing a war.
Okay, yeah. You were
it's not like this was going to happen
responsible.
anyway to Archie. Like,
yeah.
It's like, you don't just leave the kid that. No, that's unacceptable. This Clovis guy doesn't know what he's dealing with. Yeah, last time we came to the continent, are we going to come again? Come on, Clovis.
Oh, yeah. All right. I mean, you're also going... Dude, okay. Dude, like... If there's anybody who can finagle a way to get Bohr separated from, you know, the rest of Camelot and the, you know, his non adventurous guards, right? It would definitely be Archie. So, right? Because I like literally, you have the son of fucking King Arthur going with you, right? Being like, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah. This is the generation that has given up on like clamoring after glory in the way of their parents. And now we're fucking wild kids. We're going to find our glory.
Yeah. No, kind of exactly that. That, like, you know, there's definitely a sense that with the taming of Ireland, you know, the West is won. There's no more, you know, it's closed, right? There's no other place. There's no other great war to be had, right?
Let's go piss off the French.
Yeah. So the only thing you can do is so perfect. That's so sick. All right. Man, I wonder what Gorthrin's going to do when he finds out that his daughter runs off to with him to do this. That's going to be sick. All right.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so let's do the. Oh, there's an event with involving the horn or whatever, right? The drinking horn.
Yeah.
The queen. So it kind of gets to the main tables, right? At this point, Guinevere will drink from it, not dropping not a single drop. But Lady Isolt spills, and that is King Mark's mad and kind of a little, and it's kind of, he thinks that Guinevere tricked the horn or whatever and cursed it for her, because he's very much trying to match his lady to Guinevere, and that this is a physical unmooring of the. It makes him very mad, and it cannot be for something that Isolt did or anything involving it. It has to be Guinevere cursed this drinking horn somehow, right?
Yeah. So like, or pay attention to it. Like once it gets to like the high table,
yeah,
Gorthrin, what's the trick to it? What is this horn? Why is King Mark so into it? And I think that's what I'll do this turn.
Sure.
Is see what's up with it, because I don't know, just King Mark just seems wily. Like, what's he up to?
All right, I need two things from you.
Mm-hmm.
Test chaste and intrigue.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right.
And I'll explain why after you roll.
Real quick. Let me see what all the geniality applies to. It does not apply to chaste, but it does apply to intrigue.
Okay.
Nope.
Makes sense.
But let's see.
Okay. No, this is actually good. Actually, so thinking about it, because if you would have tested chaste, I would have said, or if you would have passed chaste, I think you would have been too ignorant. But because you are so lustful, and you weren't chaste in the moment, that's what this horn is basically spills at infidelity. So, like, you're putting it together that, like, connect the dots. Like, okay, 4 of the people that you saw spill, slept around, right?
Yeah.
Outside of marriage, right? It's expressly have you slept with someone outside of your marriage bed, right?
Okay.
And so then, like, you have that weebay from the Wire part of, like, when you put it together.
Yeah.
But that means Queen Isolt isn't loyal to King Mark.
Yeah.
And you have people have not put that together, because they just think this is a part of the game. But that is your weebay from the Wire moment.
Yeah. So is it like that Mark knows the trick of the horn? So that's why he's mad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Isolde was betrothed to Tristan before the duel, yeah.
Yeah. So he thought, this whole time, King Mark, like, you can tell this, right, at this point. This whole time you thought King Mark he's not exactly sure who gave him this gift or whatever, but, like, he knew that this gift was supposed to, like, basically not just raise his glory as a magical drinking mug. He thought that it was going to spill with getting Guinevere to drink from it, right? He thought that this was a way to get his kind of his way to make his queen better, right? That's how it was promised to him when he got this thing, and that's why he's so crestfallen. And instead, he's drinking, he's eating crow as his queen spilled stuff, right? And that's why he's so mad. Yeah.
Gorthrin's almost in his mind was sort of like if he could finagle a way for himself to drink out of it and see if it would confirm, because I think it would spill for Gorthrin. Gorthrin's
for sure
had an affair since he's been married.
Yeah.
But I think he will confide in Svidrin and he'll be like, I think, the horn is magic. It shows whether or not there's infidelity. He'll point out his observations to Svidrin.
Would Alwina drink from it? I mean, you're not privy to the.
I'm gonna roll against her lazy. It's because it's significant. So I feel like if it's too much effort.
Yeah.
Oh, why is it doing that thing? It's 12 beat is still enough to pass for lazy.
Okay. Yeah, because
against industry. Oh, industry wins. So I think she feels the obligation to do this more than as much as she doesn't want to.
Okay.
She actually does it.
All right. Then it spills for her. But, oh well.
No one's really surprised.
Yeah. All right. During this time, Arthur is asking some of his roundtable knights for some assistance this year. He needs some of his best knights to kind of go around the country bringing out the red banner, basically assuring all the peasants and stuff from the comet to be like, that's us, right?
Yeah.
So he would like to go around on a tour of basically England, holding up his banners and treating with people and making sure that they're seen.
Gorthran's volunteers.
Archie
he doesn't have any other obligations.
Yeah. Archie is pressuring Acewin to volunteer despite Acewin's obligations.
Like, I wish we could, but we have a giant joust.
You could plan that in time to go on the tour, I'm sure. Go on, Godmother. You deserve a break.
We have to be there. Doesn't work, The what was it called? The Sword of Salisbury?
Yeah.
Has to be there to give you the sword, right? They have to be able to bequeath the sword. So I have to be there.
I suppose so.
Hold on. This is actually interesting. Would Acewin see the duties of carrying the banner and being like, because you are like a roundtable legendary knight, you could do, would that surpass this tournament thing for raising the glory of Salisbury?
I think she talked to Rothus about it. Because she'd be like, I want to do this tournament. Like, that's the point. But like, is this going to be better for Salisbury? Yeah. You're my liege. I defer to you.
Yeah. It's your tournament, man. I signed off. Whatever you want to do.
Fuck.
Yeah. Look, this is your problem. Is kind of how he's describing it, man. Just how this one over here, and you see like his Gorthran's like flirting with like 9 different ladies at the same time. Now he's mine. like I'm trying to, he's dealing with his own shit right now.
Yeah.
Look, so far, you've only put out a little bit of marketing material. We only have a marketing plan. Like, there's only been like a teaser. We can still delay it. Like, there's like, if you need to, we can postpone it to next year.
What if Acewin is like, what would Archie do? What if I went on this tool and used that to raise awareness for next year's tournament?
Awesome, I gotta go. And he's like trying to. No. Gorthran, get back here! No. I see you, you mother. Yeah. So. Yeah. Exactly.
This is one of the more feral feasts that we've had in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Love it.
It's the romance. I like the picture of, again, it's the people writing up the romance period versus what it actually was.
Because in some ways there are still the same stakes, but we've almost lost the tension of like we could lose it at this point. It's like times are so good. Times are so good. Fuck it.
It's also it's such a unique position in this game alone to have your characters like get on the highway of glory the way they did and survive. So like you literally have the longest length of time. You're super eligible to be on the round table. Like other campaigns, you're fucking struggling to get to this level that you're at right now. Instead, you guys have just been literally living off your glory interest for like 20 years.
I don't want to say that,
it's easy.
Good to other Pendragon. I would never say that. My tone, I hopefully carries that. Hopefully the implication is there, but I would not say get good to other Pendragon.
Have you just tried to survive a couple battles? Have you considered surviving?
I would simply position my knight in the best possible way to get on the round table. That's me. I'm built different.
What about size, strength, and sword?
Really fucking channeling
Lance.
Archie right now.
Yeah, Gorthron will do this. This sounds like a great thing for Gorthron. Meet the people. We're going all over Logris. Wonderful.
Yeah. I know, man. It's gonna be so good when we get to the freaking wasteland and like things are so different and like that glory doesn't really matter. It's just like it's gonna be such a different world. I love it, dude.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. And it's gonna be fucking Archie dealing with that shit.
Yep.
It's the kid who's gonna deal with that nonsense.
Oh man.
All right. Whose turn is it?
I lost track.
Yeah.
We did a non-card pull for you.
Oh yeah.
And I think we're figuring out cards for Acewin.
Then it would be me, yeah. So
I think you pulled a card, but you didn't grab a host card, and so you did. Oh no, then we just rolled the. No, I did a random event for the chalice thing, and then I think I interrupted your stuff, like I am prone to do.
All right. Yep. So what do we got? No host cards.
Wow.
Wow.
Literally, Catherine Zeta-Jones dipping into
Gentlewoman.
lasers.
Of course, it's the last card I pull. Those bandits. Hunting. That is not something I'm going to succeed at. Generous Knight. Generous Knight is interesting. Test of Strength. Also interesting. Christmas Blessing. Or Christian Blessing. The two I'm looking at are Generous Knight and Christian Blessing. Generous Knight, the idea that like someone maybe hears about the tournament and is like trying to get in as an investor, quote unquote, like trying to attach their name and like float me a little bit because of that. But I also just like the idea of like Acewin just takes a moment away from the feast, grabs a priest, and is like, sit down. I need to confess, and then you're gonna bless me. Because this fucking year. Yeah. I actually think that's the now that I said it out loud, it's that's the choice.
If you don't confess, you're gonna have nothing but ulcers.
Yeah. Father, how many times can I confess to thinking about killing my own son? Do I have to confess for each time I've thought of it? Because we'll be here all night. It's the one time enough.
That's additional. Okay. Lovely. Cool. And that's round 2?
That would be round 3 for me.
Yeah, that was round 3.
Oh, sick. All right, then. Cool. Then that will wrap up Feaster.
Feaster.
All right. Feaster. Still in. Okay. So.
All right.
Are we? So I guess at this point, it's like, are we actually going to go to Paris?
Yeah, 2 things, right? So actually, I do have this other event for you, Gorthron, that I generated.
Okay.
You have been finding time to enjoy yourself this year, and I'm giving you the option here to give you a check on what passion or hobby that you indulge yourself in. Either like falconry, could be love of family, love of queen, or Amor, Guinevere, love of fae.
Mm-hmm.
What has been getting your goat lately?
Gorthron, he's looking for another like outlet for something. So like the battles are over. We haven't been to war since Ireland. He's recently been training a lot with his lance to get ready for the tourney.
Didn't you hire a dancing instructor or a singing instructor?
A long time ago I did. I don't know that I've ever followed up with it.
Okay.
But I think Gorthron is I think the impression of being over there has really stuck with him. And I think Gorthron has turned towards like learning more about that. It's like especially like the magic of the horn. There's just more magic around.
Yeah.
And between, his brushes with it, and like looking for something to kind of pour himself into, I think maybe he's trying to like try his hand at studying and learning something, like sitting down, like maybe I can talk to some bards or someone like, so I'm thinking like fairy lore is the
for sure. Yeah, check fairy lore and check Love of Fae for both of them. Because that has been your obsessions. I mean, especially since last year, that kind of makes sense. You came back with an itch, and this is you scratching it. For sure.
Yeah, it's like he gets the gift from the Knight in Yellow. It's like, oh, those experiences can really leave a person scarred. I better more of it around. Yeah, that's where he's at.
Lovely.
Magic's in the air.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything that we want to do before? Because I did not expect you all to go stage a rescue mission. But I think we can do that.
Yeah. I think Gordon just gets ready for whatever Arthur has in mind for the tour.
Sure.
That's what he spends most of the rest of his time doing.
Sure.
Acewin consults with a physiker about remedies for an ulcer.
Yeah.
She's just chewing on chalk constantly.
Yeah.
This tincture of mercury.
I'm too fun torturing my own character.
Yeah. But Cadwala's like, if we're gonna go, I got a boat.
I really appreciate, Colin, I just want to say I really appreciate how you just construct your own villains for me. I don't have to do anything.
It's the DM in me.
Yeah.
My desire to never see a player happy.
Yeah.
Extends to myself as well.
Yeah, we can only lead others to a treasure that we ourselves cannot possess.
We get new squires this year.
You
our
get
squires,
do we?
Or, yeah, I get
new squires drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been 5 years for Bledig and Gwinneby.
I did not keep track of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sick.
I thought I just gotten that one.
I think we're off.
Oh, no, you're right. Oh, yeah. So I get mine next year. We're off by 1. No, that shouldn't be the case.
What? I have them. They're 17 years old.
I have
529. We've only got them.
I did not raise up their ages right then. Okay. Well, I'm gonna update that shit. 20. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I got 529.
reset to 15. Goodbye, Kinran Duplain.
All right, time to. Sorry, I'm gonna have to give you some, generate some right now. That's okay. I can use my Harkonite generator.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But you guys want some decent knights, right? Like you don't get just your run of the mill random squires. You got to get some solid ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, like we're being sought out to take on squires.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I still haven't done a random roundtable knight generator for you so I can say who this is from. But okay. Well, based on the county, this might be Sir Lamorak's kid.
Question, actually. Yeah. My Irish ward.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's not Aiden, he's Callum, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's like 13 or 14.
Okay.
Sorry, they are both 13 this year.
Okay. Kind of want to take him on as an early squire. Right? Because that's not something that's normally done. But
no.
I know that Callum is like having a real rough time kind of accepting this. And I think Acewin's solution is just be like, I need to take this kid under my wing now and teach him why being a knight of Logres and why we're so good, and he shouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
Do it.
For sure. If you recall, Callum's the one who likes the animals and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Aiden's the rebellious one. That's Gorthrin's kid.
Yeah.
Well, if he likes animals, he still does need to learn to be a knight.
Aiden, yeah.
It's like, that's a good hobby. Yeah. I let him hang out with the gameskeeper, but I'm like, he got to take up the sword at some point, right?
Yeah. All right. That works for me.
Yeah. I like that idea. He's gonna be a terrible fucking squire.
Ooh, good name. All right, I got for Gorthrin, Sir Thudachild.
Ooh. Yes.
From Brittany, if you want. This would make sense. It's probably something related to King Mark's and Anguish's. Like, here's a high level Frankish lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are focused but irascible. They value prudence, which is funny coming from to you. And their major passion is a fear of elves. So they probably don't realize that.
Yeah.
For the time being, which I think is perfect for a squire.
Yep.
So they're
very good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're known for their fear of elves. So like, that's just a phase. You can knock that out of them. Yeah. Which is what you're gonna do for this night. Okay. Right. Perfect. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Sure. What do you call it? Exposure therapy? What's it called?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Perfect.
Fear yourselves. Very good. There's nothing to fear from an elf.
Yeah. It'd be perfect.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Thudachild.
Thudachild.
From Brittany, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
And these are not those knights. Okay. Cool. Let's try to do for the rest of the session. I kind of want to do this rescue.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So we arrange the boats and all the logistics, and we can assume we do that, right? Mm-hmm. So I just need a boating check from Cadwalla to get us as a sort of how bad are things when we kick this off?
Yeah. Let's see. So we've got her. She's got her boating, but she's also got
yeah. If you don't, obviously you don't have a boating, like you probably don't we do not know what her boating skill is, but it would have to be at least like her dexterity or something like that. Like she was born in Wessex. It's like you can't not have a boating skill.
Yeah. It's dexterity. That's pretty decent. She's got decent dexterity. Let's see. There we go.
Okay, grand. Yeah, so then things aren't like, turning the worst for you. Yeah, it's not like you're immediately accosted as you get to the River Seine, right? Yeah. So let me ask, like, how clandestine is this? Like, obviously you all are taking a couple ships and your team's over there, but you're doing it under the guise of a marriage proposal thing, right? So like you're checking through the formal
so boxes, at the very least Archie is, and the idea is maybe Archie is being a distraction and pulling attention there, because again he's not there to force a marriage proposal. It's like, hey, let's negotiate. What is this still valid? Is this still on the table? Do you want to honor this? And try and keep them occupied that way, so we can Kansas City shuffle the hostage away.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So we're not sneaking in there.
No.
It's like a raid where we're sort of like
So instead,
announcing
then,
ourselves, kind of.
What we're really going to need to do is
hospitality.
the getting in is not the hard part. It's making sure we have an escape plan.
Yeah, exactly. So your trip is relatively safe. So then your travel, like getting into Paris, like the last leg of the journey is actually, I think it's just a hospitality rather than anything like that, because it's just like you staying at people's houses while you're getting down there. Mm-hmm. I think the risk of this would be a chance of drunkenly talking about, there might be more risk to it. There might be a forewarning happening, something like that slipped at a feast, along the way.
Success.
All right, so we'll talk our way. No, nothing. Don't let it slip.
Yeah. Cadwell is probably a 15.
We want a hospitality from her too.
Oh yeah, the whole group.
Okay.
Oh, then I got to do Boris as well.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, classic.
Boris.
There's one thing that Archie's good at. It's talking a lot without saying anything.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Unfortunately, Boris.
He's not.
Fortunately, fucking Boris.
Keep it in check.
She's just so excited.
Oh my god. Is he the kind of guy who, when he gets a secret, he's like, I'm not going to tell anyone the secret. I'm going to swear you to secrecy. Here's the secret.
Yeah.
The more people you swear into secrecy, the more secret it is.
So obviously you're staying at like some chateau or whatever, and he's like, promising us like, we need to be able to stay here. We'll be seeing you later because we might have to leave soon, kind of thing. And obviously this person's just like that you're staying with. Well, obviously, right?
Is it more simple than that? That like they realize this is King Arthur's son? Like, hey, we got one hostage. Do we want to?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. No, exactly, because it has nothing to do with your plan entirely. It's just that you have a fucking way more valuable plan. I love the logic that you're rescuing a hostage that's worth nowhere near as much as him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would imagine that we were like Boars was maybe not presenting as Boars.
Yeah, but they recognize him.
They recognize him. Boars has
right.
When you're the son of the King of Logris, sometimes it's hard not to be the son of King of Logris.
Yeah, no, thank you, Colin, because that's exactly it. So what gets passed along ahead isn't so much that you're up to no good, it's that genuinely King Arthur's son's going to Paris, and he's in a lightly armed retinue. It has nothing to do with you all. It's entirely. Oh my God! Yeah.
All right.
Well,
very good.
I mean, Eastman or Colin, can you do me a favor can you just roll a die of fate roll for me for a d6? Because like part of me thinks that like whether like okay, so it's favorable to you. If you roll 3 or less, I'm like, there's a good chance that you guys are either gonna have the choice of either having to bail from this plan entirely, as like the fucking Paris starts swarming with people looking for anyone like this, right? Or fighting through that. Versus being literally captured all year. Right. But no, things are going relatively well, which means that so you still have an opportunity. So things are getting worse, right? Yeah.
I think we have to audible on the fly. That's like, we thought that Archie and the marriage negotiations were going to be the distraction. Turns out Boar's the distraction. We just have to deal with that.
Yeah. And immediately, and I think that you see that it's a fucking, it's not even money, it's like land, right? Like, a barony to the person who can bring me boar, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just a massive hunt of people around looking for boar here, and he's beginning to lament his choice. Yeah. Right. It's like, I feel like I'm bringing you all down on this plan.
Nonsense. You're the noble heart of Logris. That's spelled with an ART. Do you see?
Yeah.
That's Morgan taught me that one. It's called a pun or a play on words.
Boon.
So if they're looking for boars, then we could send boars in the opposite direction of where we want to be.
The distraction carnifex. Tried and test and true.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should sail back.
Or perhaps we should have said that he sailed back. Oh, wait, hold on. Looking at the map, right? Because she's being held in Paris, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be like, hey, make it known that Bors is bailing, heading back to Barfleur, but actually gets on a boat and goes up near Flanders, where the crossing is even easier. And then when we get her out of Paris, go to Flanders to meet up with Bors.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
This plan will not go disastrously wrong.
Absolutely not. If there's some things I know about knights, it's that they're well known as good sailors.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So Sir Bors is going to have to... So he's still trying to remain incognito then, right? He's not trying to make himself known that he's going to Flanders? It's up to you all.
The idea is that he's going to be incognito, aka let slip that he's going to Barfleur to go home because his cover's blown.
Right.
But instead of sailing home from Barfleur, he's sailing to Flanders from Barfleur.
Yeah.
All right. Then I feel like in order for that to work out, he needs to do two things. One, I think he needs to joust his way, like make himself known somewhere by jousting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then probably something like courtesy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the plan's going. So he's doing his share of the plan well enough here. He is making it back to Barfleur, and he can follow suit here.
Okay.
All right, which means Paris should be a little easier. Or so you guys are probably somewhere in like the Anjou part, going into Paris. Orleans, like all around here. You can the anti-English sentiment is palpable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Archie obviously uses it as an opportunity to work on his French.
Yeah. You are you all are definitely like you're not like denied anywhere, right? Because like that would just be insane. But you're certainly given any looks if anyone it gets reminded that they're English out there in this company.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty easy to do because of the way you speak French.
Yeah. Certainly.
Right.
All right. Well, is this coming from the king or something else?
It's in the air.
Just in the air.
Yeah. So, I think the first thing that's going to happen is I think this is some just blowback from just the excitement of looking for Sir Bor. And I think that you're just going to kind of get mistaken because you're just you're famous knights looking to be captured. Mm-hmm. So let's start here with just some relatively known knights who just think that they caught you lucky, like at like at your camp or whatever, or like on the road. So rather than it just kind of be an ambush, they're pretty noble about it, and they ask you who you are or whatever, and be like, and you kind of give a non-answer. They call you on it, and they're like, give us the, will you give us the honor of being our prisoner? English.
I think we'll give you the honor of fighting us for it.
Oh.
Yes.
Give us the honor of fighting for that honor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very well. Right. All right. Cool. So we're gonna do 2-on-2. And these knights are going to be relatively. They're not like round table level knights, right? But the idea here is that you're still going to have to do your best against them. Just give me some sword versus sword stuff. So this one's going to be against Acewin.
You mean Archie?
Archie, sorry.
Yep.
And yep, okay. And this one's going to be against.
I'm going to invoke Loyalty Lord of like we're on a mission. We're on a mission from Gad.
That sounds right, because I just crit against you, so you should probably do that. And this one's against Gorthrin.
Okay,
yeah,
not a crit.
All right, so I'm beating Caedwalla.
All right, here we go. So I got calling on my honor. Caedwalla's.
Yeah. You will lead us to Sir Boar, right?
Mm.
It's kind of what they're going to think, right? Then you're going to capture and the aliens to the board, and then we're going to be rich. You know, the barony of Anjou is going to be ours. Oh boy, we just bagged a good one. You know, it's kind of what they're thinking right now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So.
It's a pass. But
all right.
beat him, I think.
Okay. Acewin, though, you're getting 10d6.
Okay.
34.
34.
Not terrible.
Up. Yeah, I'm still up.
And 18 to Caedwalla.
So it's 26.
That's a horsemanship test for sure.
Yeah, it is. Fail the horseman.
That's another d6. That doesn't get ablated.
Nice.
All right.
That's not bad.
Okay, so it's...
All right. So you've fallen off your horse to this knight. Caedwalla, are you fighting two-handed?
I thought we were on foot. I didn't know we were on horseback.
Oh yeah, I figured we were on horse because you guys are traveling.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, I would have. I mean, my skill for lance is
It's fine. Yeah,
it's just the same. So yeah, okay. So, but her armor and shield absorbs all. She shouldn't take any damage.
Right. Then you have to, but you still have to pass a dexterity test because 18 damage is probably more than your dexterity.
Yeah, it is more than dexterity.
So avoid being knocked down.
But if I'm on horseback.
Oh wait,
so
you're on horseback, so
or
it's horsemanship. Sorry, I literally just fucking reverse Uno'd in my brain.
Wait.
Sorry. Yeah. You're good.
It's not 34 minus 18. It's 34 minus 21 for me because of chivalry. Because Archibald also has the chivalry bonus.
Oh yeah.
So that's only 13 damage goes through. So that's not a major wound even.
Nice. But then you take 1 point of damage on top of that.
Yeah. So 14. So I got to do math.
So those are two. So it's like I think falling damage is a separate wound. Is how it ends up getting. Yeah. It's either a separate wound or at least armor doesn't count against it. So I don't.
It is definitely armor doesn't count against it.
Right. Oh, so then it's still part of the wound that you received from the first one, but armor doesn't count against that d6 that you take. Is that how that works then? Or is it a separate D6?
I'm recording it as a separate wound. So I've got a wound 13 and a wound 1.
Right. Exactly. That the intention here is whether or not it requires a separate first aid check to heal. Okay.
Yeah, that was my impression. It was.
Okay. So it's a separate. Yeah. Cool. Works for me. So Colin, you are fighting from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So you can stand up and attack at -5. And then we go.
Wipes out my.
But you're also attacking from the ground against someone on horseback, which is also another -5.
Can I entice him to do the honorable thing and dismount?
They're going to entice you to surrender.
Fair. All right. Yeah. I'll just.
So I feel like fight. Their intention only because their intention isn't to fight you for glory. I feel like that would be the case. Their intention is to capture. So I don't think that would be the case. They'd be like, there'll be plenty of time for talking to us when you're be our prisoner.
Okay.
Like, might I incline you to be fairly chivalrous? Might you be inclined to be chivalrous and fucking be my prisoner? Yeah. When you're beat.
Okay. Well, I beat sword. Yeah. Even with the ballast.
There you go.
All right. So this one's going to be against Colin again. So I have to remember I'm getting a +5 against you. So I'm getting a +1 to this roll. 11. That could have been a lot worse. Yeah. And then this one's against Jim. 14.
There we go. Oof.
Okay.
Fine.
All right. So 2 hits coming at you. 5d6 against I forgot your name. Archie. Thank you. No dice.
No dice.
and then another a 5d6 against Cadwalla. But this is also dexterity checks.
Yeah.
Dexterity. Just barely. My dexterity is not bad. Success. We're good.
Yeah. So you all right. So you're up and standing. You're still fighting from horseback.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is a very reminiscent of Gorthrin's early battles. Just gotta get through those those early levels. All right, there we go.
All right. Yeah. You're no longer getting that -5, but they're still getting a +5 against you because they're mounted.
Mhm.
Oof. Okay.
Hey.
No, there you go. And then against Cadwalla, 7. All right. They're still beating you there.
Is it not showing any? Oh, there we go.
18 damage. Yeah.
Ah, shit. So I didn't even get any through.
Nope. And they passed their horsemanship. And then I'm doing another 5d6. And this fight's going to take forever.
Yeah. Is there a way for me to get back on my horse? Yeah.
Not when you're getting smacked. No.
Is
Not in
there a way
armor.
for me to? Is there a way for me to pull this motherfucker off his horse?
Yes. That grappling, I think, is a strength test against. I think you have to. I think you have to eat an attack, but I think you can. I would say you can. All right, because I don't know exactly how this works. Is it strength against a weapon here to do this, or is it just going to?
Well, I can look it up because I had.
In my heart of hearts, to me, I think like you'll be able to do it, but you have to eat a weapon attack. Because you're basically defenseless as you're grabbing this guy as he comes down at you with a sword.
Resolve Jim's thing. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah. Or like you don't get your shield bonus is kind of how I would see it when you're doing this.
Let's see.
So like strength versus whatever. Yeah. Okay, let's do you, Cadwalla. 10 versus 18. I fail.
Oh, it failed. All right.
I don't even get my shield. Oh, you do it. Okay. All right, they remain on their horse, but they still took a point of damage. Sorry, they took multiple points of damage. They took 8 points of damage because they don't get their. Six extra points of damage because they don't get their 6-point shield. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
We're like the children of famous knights still have some learning to do.
Okay. To grapple, the attacker must be disarmed and pits his dexterity against his opponents in an opposed roll. If the grappler is successful, he may either throw his opponent down, immobilize him by sitting on him, hold his arms. In either of the last two cases where the loser is immobilized, the held character may next round attempt to break free with strength for strength. Armor has no effect on grappling. Dagger is the only weapon that can be used by a grappled person. The grappler continues to use his strength, his victim, the dagger. Okay. Okay. I'm okay giving that a shot.
Okay.
So I have to throw down my sword essentially to grab him and pull him off his horse.
Yeah. Okay. But this is a contested roll against his weapon?
Dex versus dex.
Okay. So he doesn't get a chance to hit you back when you're doing this.
It is a grapple is a melee tactic, so it would be
okay. Just seems a little odd that you can't.
Yeah, hold on.
Right? Yeah. Like to me, like in my head, I just see you like you're not having a weapon, or I guess ostensibly a shield, because you're using both your hands to grab this guy and get him out of his stirrups and bring him and knock him off his horse. Meanwhile, homie's got a sword and shield in his hand, and is obviously going to hit you in the back when you're doing this, right? So I don't see how he doesn't get a chance. Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
No, I get that. I think it's because we generally play fast and loose with the order of operations for these attacks, like because we're almost always doing the same attack at one another, right?
Yeah.
But I think the game distinguishes when one person does X and the other doesn't do negative X, they do Y. And we've just never really dealt with that.
Right. So a failure in this case means he gets an attack on you.
Yeah, determination phase.
Okay.
Right.
So it's a dex test. It's an opposed dex test. If you win, then he doesn't get the chance to do his attack, and you get to bring him to the ground, right? If he wins, he gets a free attack on you. Well, not free, but no, uncontested. Yeah. That's all I see.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Right.
That sounds good to me. I'm going to look into this because it is an interesting headspace.
So,
success.
Also
success.
Greater success. So all right, you try to tackle him off his horse. He's able to stay on, which means he gets to hit you. He will pass with a 12. So 5d6. 17. Clanks off your armor. That's probably, is that more than your dex?
Yeah.
You're lucky that he can't hit you with his horse. Yeah. Why can't you move people with your horse at this point? Just like knock you over. It seems like that's what I would do if I had a giant horse. I would simply not be on the ground. I would simply just remain on my horse.
Yeah.
Okay. Cadwalla, let's do you and me. And then, in the interest of time, we'll have to summarize this at some point.
Number 4.
7. You beat us up. Oh man. Okay.
This is just a dirty fight. Just no skill or grace.
22.
All right. So I'll take 2 damage from that, and then.
All right.
All right. Okay. What's next?
All right. I think here's how we're going to end the session today because of time.
Mhm.
I think that is going to be a sort of like, what is the meaning of this kind of thing as a third party interrupts the fighting. And I think it's going to be Maximilian and being like, why are you fighting my friends kind of thing here? And being like, no, you don't, these are English knights or whatever. And he's like, sir, like, do you see their plumage and stuff? Like, do you see their heraldry? These guys are clearly from such and such somewhere. These are not the English knights you're looking for. And basically, you guys are going to get Deus Ex Machina by this guy here. But then you're also going to have to explain yourselves to him.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Okay, that's how we're going to wrap it up for today. So Maximilian's going to show up on his way to Paris and be like, who the fuck is fighting on this road? And then be like, oh my, and like, and out of anybody, seeing who it is, it's nevertheless his 2 buddies.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago that Maximilian was hanging out with us.
Yeah. So
All right.
France is a small world.
Okay. It is.
Yeah.
So these 2 Frankish knights in this just desperate fight. Caught red-handed.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh my God. Okay.
What? I assume you read the rules.
Yeah. So what we've been doing is, if A attacks B, we've been making 1 opposed roll for both.
Yeah.
Right. We do 1 opposed roll for A's attack, 1 opposed roll for B's attack.
Really?
Instead of just an exchange.
Page 138. The limit of 1 action per melee round is therefore loose, with several notable exceptions. Usually, an opposed roll required of a knight as a reaction to the efforts or actions of another is not considered his action for that round.
So we've been playing this whole game wrong for like 3 years.
Maybe not, but that does sound like that.
Okay. Cool, guys.
So there'd be, we attack, it's an opposed roll. They attack, it's an opposed roll. Both chances to damage the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that kind of just speeds things up.
In some ways, it doesn't matter. All it really matters is how we've been essentially halving the number of, inflating the number of combat rounds we go through by a factor of 2. Right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Each time we've called it a round, it's only been half the rounds.
Yeah.
But this is cases where it does matter because I'm attempting to throw down, right?
Yeah.
And so my failure or his success doesn't mean anything happens to me in that situation. And that is an exception to the normal combat resolution where a success by the defender does inflict damage in an exchange.
Well,
yeah.
Today I learned.
There you go.
All right, cool. All right. Maximilian will teach us the rules next week. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff, y'all. Yeah.
Loaded.
We will we'll finish up next week then, all things being well and good. But next week will be the last session of the year because I'm going to be off for 2 weeks for the holidays because next week, the week after that is Christmas, and then the week after that is New Year's.
Yep.
So we'll return. So we return next week and then off for 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
All right.
Very good.
All right. We've only played. Yeah. Hive is like we've only played 50 years of the campaign. Like.
Yeah.
What's one?
50 years.
Yeah. We've been playing since 2019. We've been playing since before COVID.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
We were high off fucking PAX Unplugged when we started this game. Remember that? I know. You remember that shit? Yeah. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's crazy.
It's very good.
Oh my god.
Very cool. Meanwhile, Gorthrin and Ace went back in Logris, just partying, event planning.
Yeah, literally running around, just having a great tour of England. Yep.
Right.
Awesome. All right, then. On that note, we're out of here. Thanks, everybody. Take it easy.
Next week.